Hello, everyone. I think we're live.
Hey,
Hey.
Nick.
Yes, I am here. Hi, everyone. I think we've just started. So thanks, everyone. Welcome to Unix AMA. It's good to see you all, and everyone else who is come to see us as well. I'm assuming that I'm coming through clearly, right? I've had a few issues with my mic.
Can hear you well.
That's good. So we've got a special guest today, everyone. In our top right, if we're seeing this correctly, we've got our head of partnerships, Mark Brown. Mark, say hi to everyone.
Hey. Hi everyone, nice to meet you all.
Yeah, and I know this is a pretty much a first time for Mark joining us here. I know that you've seen Simon before, you've seen me before, Sally, and we might have another special guest. I say special because he's the one running the show, but maybe Mark, do you want to give a bit of an insight into maybe a bit about your background and let everyone know why you're the head of partnerships?
Sure, yeah, no problem. I came on board with Unix back in December. Started off as a partnership executive, doing a lot of the due diligence on new up and coming gaming projects that we were looking at. My background is actually traditional investments. I come from a trading commodities and a private equity background. So I've tried to bring some of those principles across in the work that we're doing here at Unix on a due diligence level for the projects, real high due diligence, especially with the current market conditions as well. It's definitely needed. And yeah, just moved my way up. Was thankfully and very pleased to have been promoted to head of partnerships about a month ago, and I'm really enjoying it.
Yeah, thanks, Mark. Thank you. And Sai's gone. Is he come back?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, here he is. He's back now.
Hey,
And he's
I'm
our
also here.
special guest.
Yeah,
Marco?
no.
You see the other newest member of Unix in the background on Marco's screen.
Yeah, we have now an office cat. She already is crazy. It's like hunting the mouse. Not a real one, like the computer mouse. Yeah, thank you, Mark, for the introduction. I was in the background already listening. Also, Simon, yeah, maybe you tell us a little bit about Permissionless and what you're doing in Unix. I know you've been on some AMAs, but yeah, and what we have exciting times ahead of us.
Very exciting. Do you want me to tell you now? Or
yeah, tell the people, you know.
Well, Permissionless was amazing. Permissionless was worth its weight in gold to get out there, meet so many big projects from people like Algorand, Celsius, but okay, Celsius got a few problems now. Loads of VCs, Boba, some really interesting blockchains and layer 2s. And just to speak about how we can collaborate in the future, whether it's from our launchpad to our marketplace, to even sort of helping certain blockchains, not to give too much away, but to help certain blockchains which are looking to go into the gaming space but are not fully established, sort of having some really interesting partnerships around that. And yeah, just got to meet so many people. I don't know, I know there was some of the community got to get out there, but I'm really, and hopefully we're going to be going back next year, if that's correct, Marco. Hopefully we still get to go there. But yeah, no, it was brilliant. How did you guys find it, Nick and Marco? What did you think?
Permissionless was amazing. I talked a little bit about it last AMA, and yeah, as you mentioned, like we have very nice partnerships from that and upcoming and building them out now at the moment in the back. You know, it's like partnership need to, of course, the good ones you need to really carefully build out and build trust. This is basically Simon's job also. Within Unix, keep ongoing relationships, and of course, like looking that, the people we are partner with, like really like become a friend and ally in this space. And this is, I think, where what is the angle and what is the like our strong presence, especially together with Mark and Andy. Like being out there it's tough to get all these people into calls. Everybody have different needs, different projects. Get all these informations together, sort them. And finding basically the dots to connect, between other projects sometimes, not even only with Unix, but, we know someone, we hand it over to that person because, they're looking for this, that type of game or that type of project and all that stuff. So, yeah, I think this is something what is our strength, I would say. It's a nature of our personality in many cases, to be the front man, but also of course be building our project. And it was really good feedback actually on Permissionless about our roadmap, or at least about our upcoming projects. It's once is the app connected with our marketplace. So this is definitely the highlight what we're building out. So thank you, Simon. And it couldn't be everyone in Miami, but it was a good experience. And I think, Nick, are we already booking for the next year? Do you have more infos there?
Yeah, I do. So I guess exciting announcement, but thank you, Mirko, for releasing it early as usual.
That's my fault. That's my fault.
Yeah, no, that's okay. Good news is Permissionless was such a success. There was so much activity on like metaverse space, the GameFi space, the NFT space, and really that was kind of their practice to see how engaging an audience would be. And they had an overwhelming response. So the guys at Blockworks actually asked if we wanted to come back next year. So we are planning to be back at Blockworks. Blockworks is permissionless next year, and from memory, it's going to be held in Austin this time. And the space for anyone in the community that joined, it's going to be probably about 4 to 5 times as big. And if you guys saw our booth, it's going to be roughly about 4 times bigger, and super exciting because they plan to have a dedicated space, a dedicated GameFi space, which is I think we're going to be helping them how they want to structure that, whether we have like maybe some esports stuff going, or multiple projects that are successful in these next 12 months, having a place there and people really pretty much getting involved with the gaming side of that event. And it's super interesting to see how everyone's reacted in the current market. I mean, and everyone, that's actually a few questions from the event side. Those of you who are asking, is Unix going to be at the events? I know that we had there was Consensus, NFT, NYC planned. And this year we're taking a step back to really focus on building, obviously with the current market conditions, but it's not a bad thing. We might have a few events later on in the year, but I think Unix members will be attending, not having a booth set up at some of the upcoming events, possibly in Singapore or the Korea Blockchain Week that's coming up in August, maybe. And as well as there's also Blockchain Month in Dubai, which we will attend. So
and
there's
also,
a lot of
Andy's out there in Spain at the moment, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's at a crypto event there, and I think he's met a few people from the community already, which is really cool. So that's an update on the event side. We're really excited to see what we can build next year, and what we can showcase. As everyone knows, we have a lot of big plans for the NFT marketplace. And I guess I'll let Mirko sort of share some of the insight in a moment. But we really are focusing on getting this up and running as soon as possible. But yeah, no, that's pretty much it for the event side. So, Mirko, you want to share some of your stuff as well?
The cat is making trouble here. No, but the marketplace is definitely, and let's say next year we already live with basically the technical roadmap, and that's why it's like even more of a highlight, because then it's not, you're presenting really the final product, and there's something we working on basically since we launched in December, and we saw a change in the market, so we pushed back basically the whole technical parts in front of us, that we and of course we wanted to launch the final round, market change again, projects not launching. I mean, it's many hits we took together with our strong community, and of course it's not nice to going into a bear market. It sucks in the beginning because it's something nobody like to look at his portfolio, but and there's a saying in crypto, like, it's time to build. And I think now it's really like it's like we are like on full speed, let's say super focused, laser focused on marketplace app to get that out there. Of course, final round is ready. We can launch anytime the market is ready. Looking at exciting partnerships. I cannot spoil it too much because of agreements are not signed yet, but they're gonna be assist on the marketplace. Be happy to onboard more and more people. If anybody is, especially in NFTs, gaming, want to get listed, be happy for any introductions. Also already we start to build off the marketplace Discord and Twitter anytime soon. Listening, onboarding people, listening to the communities, what they want, because we built it again, not for us, same as with our community already, but also with new community joiners and new token holders or NFT fans or so on. Happy to get in ideas together from the community, feedback, what you like to have on the marketplace. We listen to your feedback and we build the framework is done, but adding features, and of course some features are complex. If you want to have a virtual reality on our marketplace, then maybe it takes some time, or maybe we say no. But if it's simple features like voting, like ratings, like a social profile or whatever, or anything what you like, we happy to accommodate, we happy to listen, and looking at the given a roadmap and can plug into. We left spaces out there, like we left certain, like didn't pack too much, so that we can onboard new ideas and projects into our marketplace to make it really user friendly, basically for the end customer, to use it in the right way they like. So I think that's the thing. And again, we will be done with this year, and then again next year, and when we look hopefully in greener markets, with maybe in a good kickoff on Permissionless, maybe other conferences, but with a well-running product, as Nick mentioned, 4 times larger. They're going to be everything showcased, our partnerships. And we're also looking at, again, I cannot name the participants, but yeah, we're looking to have on the marketplace, not only the marketplace, but including a creators fund. Because I already mentioned about the SDK, what helps any game to convert basically. Already we have 7 blockchains. In 7 blockchains, games could choose their blockchains, integrate their game from 2.0 to 3.0, having a token or only NFTs, whatever the game needs. Plus we have a creator fund. They are working, of course, in collaborations with blockchains who have bigger creator funds, and we are the middleman basically, or the software or the hardware, as you want, to basically onboard projects, builders into the space by giving out grants and funds for these projects. And this is something we are super excited about, because it's going to be a lot of awesome partnerships we will run through the marketplace. Yeah. So just not to spoil it too much, that's it from the marketplace update. I don't know if the partnership team is like we're really like working on strategies. They in that out. I know the head it's steaming, looking at all these charts we going through, and the user, what type of user. There's so many angles, we can basically offer a quality experience, for user, for projects, anyone. So yeah, it's pretty exciting.
Yeah, and thanks Mirko for not giving away too much, but we this is exactly why I wanted to get Mark and Simon on the call. Obviously Mirko and I have shared some stuff about the landscape, but there's more so a few questions around let's say gaming projects in the current market. So it'd be great to give your insight, guys, onto with the projects you're speaking to. I know there's a few questions in the community about games launching right now, and from what we've seen, a lot of them are now trying to see, gauge when is the right time to launch in an active market. But I think maybe your insight just from the projects you've spoken to would be really valuable for the community.
Look, as we all know, we're in a bit of a downturn. We believe in the long term, but right now there's there's quite a bit of fear in the market. So when we've spoken to different games and different projects, they're all still building. They're still behind the scenes, just taking the time to get their project better. to work in their communities. But in terms of actually launching, they're putting that off and delaying it a bit because they're just not sure. They want to have a successful launch. We want to have a successful launch. We want to make sure people, the hype's there. So from most of the projects I've spoken to, they're just taking a little step back, delaying it, perhaps for Q3. Even some we even spoke to have said Q4, but still working on their communities, working behind the scenes. And it's just given us more time to work behind the scenes and create a better product for them, whether that's with final round or whether that's with, the plans we have for the marketplace. For us, this is just a time to make our product even better.
Yeah, just to add to that as well, the dip in the market obviously is causing a lot of uncertainty. But the smart projects are realizing that they need to box clever now, and the delay is the right thing to do. And we've got some amazing titles lined up. It's a shame what's happened, but it's also given us a chance to spend some time on nurturing some of the other relationships that we have with a lot of good VCs that are out there and other guilds, etc. And we've really used this time wisely, and that will only help us moving forward with better and better titles that we can take under our advisory wing and also launch. And we'll see the benefits of that towards the back end of the year and moving into next year for sure.
Oh yeah, there's a big bang somewhere. No, thanks guys. So yeah, we had obviously for final round we do want to be very particular with the launches that we do, but especially the first one. And I think that the direction that we're going as Unix and the fortunate position that we've been able to achieve by being pretty much like early contributors to the space is that we really want to bring quality games with just amazing gameplay, because at the end of the day, if you want to compare anything that's a game that's in crypto versus a traditional game, and we want that mass adoption, we really need to be matching 1 for 1 at least, because you're not going to see an active community in a game that's just not fun, that's just not playable, that's just nowhere near to what you see with the traditional studios and traditional developers. And there's a few questions from the community, so I might just jump into those real quickly. So,
Just a
quick
add-on on the marketplace. I mentioned it last time. It's like we could of course we could launch a game, but it's like it will take the momentum, but even there is one game now, it's brave to launch. It's like you will lose a lot of, like, you put a lot of effort in for a small race to gather new audiences, and it should be like continuing, after you make a race, and not go back into sleep and then open up again, because this is cost a lot of resources, money, and so that's why we're looking again, like having a good sentiment in the market, that we basically can have a bulk release on several projects, the same projects we're talking to, and there's no dates confirmed. I don't know if who want to make the questions of the community. I think maybe I can.
Yeah, we can. I'll ask the
answer that.
questions and we can go through
Yeah,
it.
I have it here in the chat, if I'm not mistaken, about
Yeah,
the
that's some
learning
of them.
platform. Yes, there's still. So we just finished the one project with Sandbox. Yeah, and now we basically going forward and looking into building the learning platform with Sandbox. There's I'm really not well with our game development. It's totally different business basically. I think Andy and maybe Simon, you been in the calls with it? I'm really out of the whole topic with the learning
No, I
platform.
can give an update on that one actually, because
perfect.
we went through that. I know, Syed, you can chime in as well,
Yeah.
because I know you're very involved. So, like Mirko said, we had an initial prototype that we developed for them, and as far as I know, and Syed, you get to pitch in your bit here, it went quite well. The first, so there'll be 2 types of experiences, I guess that's the best way to put it. 2 types of experiences that will be built out. One is going to be around kind of like a transition between different levels, and they're kind of spacey with some mini games in it, and this is more on the fun side, really trying to get into more of the gaming side. And then the second part, which Mirko just mentioned, is the learning side, the learning experience on the Sandbox platform, which I would say that we almost get to share that soon, possibly, but we'll see how it goes. I don't even know if we can share the other one yet. Obviously, with Sandbox, it's a different beast that we have to tackle there, and have to be very cautious with what we share too early. But yes, I give your input into how that went.
I mean, the prototype went really well. I mean, it was quite a little. Everything's a learning process, right? You know. So the first prototype we made, we kind of got their instructions a little bit wrong, or maybe there was a bit of a misunderstanding, and they were a bit like, okay. And then once we've cleared up what we needed to do, we absolutely blew it out of the water. Our head developer, at 1 megahertz, really did an amazing job, and they were really impressed. And they pretty much just said, yeah, it's yours. We want you in. That's more of the fun side of things, like you say, Nick. And then the sort of the learning side of things, that's going to be as we progress. But first things first, just getting our foot in there, and just building out a really fun experience, and getting the Unix name onto the Sandbox would be a real achievement, and in doing so in a way that we've actually managed to do it.
Great news. No, it's really like, I don't know if you're actually allowed to share the trailer of the experience. I think
we're allowed. No, I don't know.
Yeah, okay.
I think they want to be the first to share it. I think they want to be the first to share
it.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. I don't want to spoil anything. Yeah, but okay. Now, thank you, Simon, for the update. Then the other question is about the app and the marketplace. By next week, we should have a mock-up on the marketplace. Not mock-up. I mean, it's like basically 3 design versions. The back end again is almost done. We only working on the front end right now. We still want to keep it with option. As I said, we want to build it together. We have 3 versions ready by next AMA, and then we can go through a little bit more. It's a visual. I think it's much better to explain than to explain about it. The app is developing alongside with that. Focus at the moment is the front end, because we need to have the front end also as the as the guideline for the app, right? Because it's a connecting tool. The backend, the functionality of the app is basically working, but we went on the final of the front end, and with the front end also we can get a more precise roadmap just on the development of the marketplace. And it's again, we're looking at version 1 maybe around 2 months, 2 to 3 months. Version 2, so the version 1 is already live and you can use it, and the version 2 is already like after 2 months later, and you be adding basically more features to the marketplace instead of let people wait until the very end and then you release a full product. So we basically release it in several blocks, so you have already can touch and feel with the version 1, get your feedback, improvement. Version 2, get your feedback, improvement. Version 3. So this is a little bit the roadmap we're looking at, and then we should be this year done with everything, finalize everything, and then we can basically kick off already while we are still developing and improving. And I think this is a good part to integrate or to let the community contribute to the project, because this is what we're here for. Like, we are not only buying a token or anything, we want to be part of something, and I think we give the right opportunities here to be part of something. With this kind of strategy, we go there. So patiently waiting for that. The NFT collections, we might have a change that it's a standalone NFT collection. I think we're looking at to raise it like as a start at the kickoff to build community on the marketplace. It's not decided. We're looking at making 2 10,000 drops, not 10,000. So because the main networks is Solana and Ethereum at the moment, where NFT collections can run on. So basically it's a dual NFT mint for the marketplace. being participating, give you ownership on it, and so on and so on. So that's basically the NFT collection. There's a lot of changes in every project. So, but we will keep you updated on the AMA. And yeah, so NFT, that's from the NFT front. The name Noobs is still applicable. Can be lead or Noobs, we are there, but so this is really depends on how the end design looks like that we get out there. Then there is another. Please, can you clear up what happened with the new partnership, which was promised to be announced on Friday? It's a good question.
I'm not sure. Is that for the one? Did you say there was one with blocks, Nick? Is that the blocks question?
No, I think this was. I mean, it could have been the one that we're talking about, like the whole Sandbox thing, but I don't know if we can share that. Yeah. Okay. So, I mean, look, there's a few partnerships that we were going to make as well, and it's across the board with the NFT marketplace, of which that one we specifically can't share just yet. Final round, there's in terms of the blockchains that we're developing and what we release, I think that's something that we wanted to share by now, but the rail is still being built in. I'm trying to be real cryptic. So look, there's a few across the board. The Unix gaming specifically, the partnerships that we want to announce on Unix gaming's front. These guys are some of the people that we met at Permissionless, and everyone knows who they are. But we are finalizing the detail we are finalizing the details on this partnership, and they're going to have hopefully quite an active role in the marketplace / creative fund. Said that very quickly. And that's something that that we wanted to share, but more updates on that hopefully in the next AMA. Next question though is
moving swiftly on.
Yeah, can you share any?
I think there was the last question was about the blocks IDO. It's basically again what I mentioned earlier, that it's something they wanted to launch end of June, and it was we had the discussion beginning of June, and the decision is like to open up, and they just wanted to make a very small raise to open up the marketplace, doing the marketing push, getting new users on. Was basically the effort was too much to basically to compare to the outcome of the launch itself. So that was basically a decision, but also there been like not enough information until the launch itself.
Yeah.
So,
and Marco, there was like, look, the guys were great. It was a great project, but there was actually a discrepancy with the exchange. And obviously, look, when we launch any project, we plan and we will try to always protect our community as much as we can. So there was a discrepancy in the exchange that the team said they did have to go to, centralized exchange that they were going to be listed on, and it wasn't the same one when it came down to it. And obviously, the better the exchange, the more protected our community is going to be with the price due to the volume. So due to that fact, we think it's a great project. I'm sure it's going to have great success, but we just felt that, look, as well as what Marco said, we always have to protect our community first and foremost. So that's what we were trying to do, and it was a slightly different from what was said at first.
Yeah, okay, well, there you have it. Just checking into the Telegram. If anyone else has any questions that they want to drop, feel free to drop them. You actually get a lot of us on this time, so I think this is super special. Anything across partnerships, new projects, I think would be a great question to ask if you want to right now. On the Unix side, like Mirko said, we are in a strong phase of building. Look, it's 9:30 p.m. and I've been up for already 16 hours, and I still have maybe half a day to go before I go do anything. However, we are really trying to push this and really trying to get the exposure out. I know that the market isn't ideal for anyone really, any project, but we are trying to use this time effectively, and we're optimizing across the board. You will see activity on final round from Unix, and hopefully in the coming month you actually also see some activity for the marketplace that we will be ready to showcase. But like Mirko said, next AMA we want to give you guys some visuals that I hope you'd be excited for around what the marketplace is going to look like, the name of the marketplace, the logo, all these exciting things, and even some of the potential partners we have on that / collections. But that's all to come, really. How about you guys? Anything else you want to share?
Trying to think. Yeah, Mark, any interesting partnerships that we've been talking to or looking at, would you say?
There is. I just wanted to sort of reiterate what the guys were saying about protecting the community. That with the way the market is right now, you have to just be extra diligent. And we have some great titles that were lined up ready to launch, as we know that we have delayed them. But hopefully when the market picks up and we're on a bit more of a stable footing, we can start to launch those projects. It's critical for the community to understand that we are being extra picky. I mean, not to name any names, but we've seen big VCs that are being liquidated at the moment, and we are being extremely prudent and have been prudent up until this point, which probably is not always an obvious thing for the community to see, but we're working in the background to make sure that we're protecting everybody involved with Unix, including the community. And coming out the other side of this, after the dip in the market, we're going to be extremely well placed. I know that for sure.
Yeah, really good insight, Mark. And another thing on the community.
That's a few good words to keep up. Really, yeah. Make your due diligence. Be careful. Yeah.
Yeah, that last thing before I go, and this is something for the community. Going back to what Mirko said about if anyone's got any ideas, suggestions, please reach out. I'm going to give a shout out to Ray at this point in time. So Ray, I hope you're watching. Big ups, because Ray actually messaged me while he was at NFT NYC and those events. Obviously, he checks to see if the boys are in town. So sorry, Ray. Mirko was going to go, but as you know, he got sick, and it's not ideal for him. But he actually brought to me a potential person that we could partner with on the esports side of things.
Yeah.
And that's a really big help, because knowing that our community has the same vision as us for gaming, I mean, that's why we're here. That's really why we're in these places, and we want to give you guys the opportunity, whether it be on, the final round or any of these projects, and bring you guys that early information into what's happening with the marketplace. Because you guys are committed to us, we're also committed to you. And yeah, please keep giving us any input, and we will definitely reciprocate that back. But yeah, I think that's it from me anyway. I
just want to say that Ray, I got to speak to Ray very shortly at Permissionless, and I didn't get to actually speak to him for a long time. And Ray, I owe you one, and hopefully you'll be at the next event. I'm taking you for a drink. Top guy, absolutely. Like, it was so nice to meet people of our community who have the same passion that we have, and Ray's definitely one of them. And it's amazing to have that kind of community behind us, because we're all going in the right direction, and we're all fighting for each other. So yeah, big up Ray.
Yeah, Ray, thanks for carrying us, but also, of course, the rest of the community who's always attending and supporting us since minute one. Big shout out to everyone. And yeah, let's see us in 2 weeks. We have really definitely some visuals. I will push hard that we get it. And yeah, and please, any questions, any link, any participation in anywhere, if you want to be live in the AMA, if you want to whatever, like, come up with something. We're happy to interact. I mean, building don't mean that we are not active. We are not there. We are there for everyone who's participating. With laser focus, again, we're working, and it gives time to breathe, and being closer with the remaining community, with the real OGs. So thank you so much. I think that's for today for the AMA, And yeah, see you next time, gentlemen. And then yeah, have a good one. Stay healthy. Be careful out there in the market. And yeah, have a good one.
Take care, guys. Bye bye.
Take care.
See you all.